So where's the button for a 5-putt? Hi, I'm Paul and this is The Golf Show. Hey everyone, I'm Paul Hemlin. Welcome to The Golf Show. On The Golf Show this week I want to talk about Shot Scope. Shot Scope is a golf GPS watch, but it's also more than that. This one is the V3 model, which has got a GPS tracking device, so it can see where my shots go. We can record the data. We can then analyse that back at home, look at my fairway stats, my greens in regulations, how many putts I take. So I want to have a look at this in detail. I've been wearing one of these for over a year now. I want to give you my thoughts on it and let you know whether I think it's worth you spending £170 of your money on. I'd like to say thank you to all our regular viewers and subscribers. I really appreciate the support. If you are new to this channel, please think about clicking on that subscribe button and turning on those notifications. Subscription is free. All it will do is just let you know whenever we put a new video out there for you to enjoy. Okay guys, that's more than enough for me. Let's get on with The Golf Show. Obviously the main thing is the watch. ShotScope says this has got a 10+ hour battery life. I think you can get a day out of this, even with a round of golf in there. I think the battery's been really good on this. This is the V3, about the same size as an Apple Watch, perhaps a little bit thicker. I did have the V2, which is quite a bit bigger as well. You can still buy those, they're a bit cheaper. They don't have the colour display. So besides the watch, you also get 16 of these little tags. These have got a screw thread on them there, which you can see. They just very easily screw into the end of your grip. As you can see, I've used one in here. It's not damaged the grip at all. And they just screw in, you know, pretty quickly. And once they're in, they're secure. Each one's got a reference on it. If you can see there, it says 8i. So this is my 8-iron. So basically the way it works is the watch detects which club you select and where you hit it from. And when you play your next shot from, it obviously calculates where you've hit the previous shot to. So that's where it gets the data. Really smart with ShotScope is they have a thing called a pin collect functionality. So once you walk onto the green, the watch automatically knows you're on a green and goes into green mode where you can record the number of putts. And that's really important for things like approach shots, because obviously whilst the course may not change, the flags will change on a golf course every day. Then when you finally hole your putt, you just stand over it, click on 1, 2 or 3, hopefully not 3, and that's the number of putts you've had, and then it tags the location of the hole. When you get back home, you can always edit it just in case it doesn't pick everything up perfectly. There are a few issues around the area I want to talk about a little bit later on. Now, one of the issues initially with those little tags was if you've got a putter grip that's perhaps adjustable or something like a Super Stroke, you can't get the tag in. Although ShotScope have come up with an idea to fix that, so you can go on ShotScope online and buy 3 adhesive tags for £20 and they will glue onto the putter grip. About a year or so ago, ShotScope set up a Facebook user group, and there's about 3,000 users on there, and quite often you see comments about how do I get this to go in my putter, like I've just explained, or people having issues with it, people trying to edit it. You do download an app. The app's great for looking at data, but I found the app a little problematic with editing. It's just easier to edit on a PC. The app was new to the V3 model. You have to have the app to work to get the scores off the watch. It's all Bluetooth. However, for editing, I just find doing it on the PC is easier. The watch also comes in 4 colours. It comes in black, green, grey and red. Watch itself is fairly light. I'm not a big fan of the strap. It feels a little bit cheap. Also, bizarrely, the strap is kind of backwards to a normal watch. That's the top of the watch. Normally you would have the buckle on that end, so it does up the wrong way round, which takes a bit of getting used to. I've done the strap up now. As I say, it is kind of the wrong way round. Where this fits for me, the little clip that goes in is right on that sort of corner of my wrist there almost, and every time you hit a shot it tends to pop out. So what I've had to do is go on eBay and buy some of these little watch clips. Just got a bag of those, and then I have to sort of secure it on, which isn't brilliant. One of the things I really like about ShotScope is once you've bought it, that is it. They're really good at bringing out updates, doing new stuff. Like I said, they've added the strokes gain functionality recently. That didn't used to be there. There's no subscription basis like an Arcos system that costs you, say, $100 a year. So once you've got the watch, that is all you're going to pay for. I'm going to head out onto the course now. I'm going to film myself on a few holes, then we can see how accurate this is. We're going to look at how easy it is to edit and all the functionality and data you can get from this. Obviously, I've been using it a long time, so there's a lot of data in there. You can narrow it down to your last 5 rounds or all the rounds you've ever played using the watch. It is really usable there, and I really do like the data, and I do find it handy when I'm having lessons with Guy, our head pro, just to say, you know, I'm not hitting as many fairways, or my putting's gone off a little bit, because you've got the data to back it up. Okay, so I'm on the first tee at Fulford. I'm going to fire up the shot scope. Let's set this going. So GPS and track, that's what I want. It's going to take a little while to search for a satellite. It only takes about a minute. If it's a cloudy day, it might take a bit longer. It doesn't always work when you're inside, say if you're in the clubhouse. So I'm going to film myself playing 5 holes today. We're going to then go home and test out the accuracy of this watch, see what it's like for editing. I've been using V3 for a while now, since it came out. The ShotScope were great actually. They gave all the existing V2 customers, because you have an account there to register all your data and track your shots. They gave us all the sort of first chance to buy the new model and upgrade, and we did that at a discounted price as well, so that was very good of ShotScope, bit of customer loyalty there. Fulford Golf Club. There we go, you can see I've got, it's a par 4, hole number 1, 389 to the front, 409, 410 middle, 434. It's going to give you dynamic yardages, so it does move as you walk. Let's peg one up and see how we get on today. Just down in the trees on the right, seeing it down, no issues there. I should have a plaque there, I'm always down there. So we should find that one. But if I had hit a provisional, there's a really cool feature on the V3 for that. You mark it as a provisional on your watch before you hit it, you just press a button. And then when you get to the search area, there's another button you press and it gives you a 3-minute countdown. So then you know that you haven't gone over the 3-minute time that you're allowed under the rules of golf searching for your ball. I think that's pretty helpful. Another good feature on the watch is if you're just hacking out like I was doing there, you're not hitting a full shot, you can mark that as a positional shot, and then it won't count towards your averages when you're working out your average club distances and how far you carry the ball and how far you hit the ball. Another feature that I like about the watch is it's not a touch screen. You've got 4 pretty chunky buttons there to press. That makes it a lot easier when you're playing in wet conditions. As you can see there on my watch, it says 6 iron. That was the last club I hit, so it's picked that up from the tag in the bottom of my club. Oh, go on. First putt of the day, that wasn't too shabby. Beautiful greens here at Fulford as always. Oh, low one there, heading towards the bunker, might just go in the trees. Yep, let's go find that. Course is looking stunning as always. Back of the green. Watch is telling me I've got 210 yards, wow, to the back of the green. Should we try a cheeky little hybrid? Well, it's on the fairway. Might be a little bit short, but she's dancing. As I was saying there, the yardages, if you came in from the side, it will change to where the front of the green is from the angle that I'm coming in at, rather than just give you stock yardages to the front, middle and back. I think that's really cool. One of the things you have to do when you're putting is take a few practice strokes. That's really important because it's such a sensitive movement, the tags don't always pick it up. So you've got to take a few practice strokes with the putter. Taking those practice strokes, that should have registered now with the watch. Just forgot to hit the putt. So as you can see, the watch there has gone into pin collect mode. It's worked out my pitching wedge was my approach shot. The numbers around there are 1, 2 and 3 putts to see how many putts I've had. So all I've got to do now, if I can do this with there, is hit 2 putts. That's recorded, and we're on to the next hole. Okay, tricky par 3 now, flags at the front. I've cut across that. So what ShotScope is doing is measuring the distance of your last shot, which it automatically detects when you play your next shot. Pretty smart. Get up. Go on. Oh, another long look at par there. So it's going to be another bogey. Yeah. Again, pin collect, 2 putts. That's not bad. Long hole. Won't reach a bunker, that's okay. 187 to the front of the green. into a little bit of draft, so it's probably playing about 200. Should be perfect for the hybrid. Oh, I like that. ShotScope also published some really helpful user guides where they get millions of shots recorded on their databases, and they can analyse, and they say that most golfers, you know, most amateurs who are probably going to come up short think they can overhit it. Well, they're dead right, aren't they? You know, it's a bit windy, but I've come up 10 yards short there with a club that I thought would go about 15 yards further. And they produce guides on that, so you can read that and you think, right, well, if I'm going to come up short more often, maybe when I'm playing into the front of the green, I need to take the yardage to the middle of the green or to the back of the green, or I'm going to have to work on my wedges. Never a temporary green when you need one, is it? The apron's been freshly cut. I'm going to put it, again, 2 or 3 practice strokes just to help the watch pick up that you're using the putter. Obviously the putter's not swinging as violently as a driver. Oh, that's not quite good enough. It's a par. Thank goodness I've got at least one par in this episode. This is the last hole I'm going to film today out on the course, and we're going to go home and edit it. As you can see, the watch is really easy to use. It's just like a GPS. All you've got to remember is to just tag those flag positions when you're on the green. But if you don't, you can edit it when you get back at home. So we'll go back and we'll see how easy that is. Conscious I've not had a birdie yet on the golf show. That one that lipped out on the Eden course at St Andrews on episode 1. Thought I was going to get that. It's got a chance. Oh, oh dear, kicking par. And then just record 2 putts next to the flag. Okay, I'm back at home now. Let's connect the watch to the phone and get the input data from the watch. Connect band. If you are looking at some of those scores there, don't think I'm an absolute world beater. They're obviously for rounds where I've just played a few holes. Whilst that's doing that, I just want to talk about the battery of ShotScope. So I filmed the golf on Tuesday, left the watch on, and the battery actually ran out on Saturday. So I think that's super impressive. I've just charged it up now and it's taken about an hour to get to a full charge. Okay, so that's all synced up nice and quick. There are no firmware updates. If you ever do need to update the watch, you would do that by connecting to your phone. 27 sounds about right. I filmed 5 holes for the show, but carried on and played a couple more holes. So bogey, bogey, par, par, holes function there. Tee shot into the trees, yeah, we saw that. Little hack out, onto the green. Okay, now you can see there, that's not quite what happened. My ball actually finished up sort of on the left-hand front of the green and quite a long putt, so I'm going to need to edit that. Second hole, that doesn't look too bad. Third hole, again, you're not really getting any details on the green here, and I'm not sure the flag was actually there. So I'm going to go onto my PC and we're going to have a look at editing that round. As I said, I've just found editing on the PC a lot easier than trying to do it on your phone. So here's the map of the first hole. Let's see what it's got me. Tee shot into the trees, little hack out. Now what I'm going to do with my second and third shots, because I wasn't playing a full shot, you can mark them as a positional shot, which means they won't be included in your distance average calculations, which is really helpful because that would skew the numbers. Okay, now if we have a look at what it's showing us on the green, it's showing my third shot went straight to the flag, which wasn't the case. I'll move the flag a little bit there when I was editing. It is a bit fiddly, you can use the mouse on your PC. What I'm having to do here is manually enter the location of the flag, even though I clicked 2 putts directly over the flag, and manually enter where my putts were from. I had quite a long putt, then I had a tap in from about 1 or 2 feet. I did find in editing this round, it did the same thing on every hole and I had to manually enter and correct every putt. If we look at the third hole, there are a few errors here. Firstly, I teed off with a hybrid and not a 6-iron. It's also not got my chip shot into the green, and as you can see, it's recorded both putts at 2 foot distance from the hole. So I'm gonna have to edit that, correct it, put the hybrid in as my tee shot, add a shot, and then put that as my 56-degree wedge, and then manually enter where the flag location was and where I hit my putts to. As you can see, editing isn't that difficult. It's a little bit tricky, but you soon get the hang of it. However, if you are doing this for 18 holes in a round, it's going to get really frustrating. So if we have a look at the 4th hole now, as you can see, it's not recorded any of my shots. I'm going to have to add them manually, which I do want to do because I've got a par on that hole. But as you can see, it's not picked up any shots. 5th hole, no, I didn't hit my pitching wedge at 162 yards. I wish I could. I hit a sawn off 6-iron because I only had a half set with me, but as you can see, I'm having to move where the positions were on the green as well. One of the really impressive things about ShotScope is there are over 36,000 courses mapped for you to use. I've been using ShotScope since 2019 and I've only ever been at one course where it wasn't recorded, and that was over in Miami. So I think that's really impressive. One final area I'd like to touch on before I sum up is the clip to charge it. It's got this kind of clip mechanism on it, it clips on like that. I've not had any issues with that, but some of the guys on the Facebook user group have said that this clip has broken. So again, something to be mindful of. Now, I hope you've enjoyed that review. I like this as a product. I think it's good. I think it's really good. You know, £170, the GPS functionality is brilliant. It tells you your distances to hazards. It allows you to record provisional balls if you're chipping out and not hitting a club a full distance. That's great. But the software behind it, you know, I'm finding I'm having to do too much editing there. On 5 holes that I played, that I filmed, it didn't record one hole in its entirety. I had to edit something on every hole. Every shot on the green was wrong. I had to edit those. So I've just got a bit tired of it, to be honest. The data is great, but I'm not sure if the juice is worth the squeeze in terms of, you know, all the editing you've got to do. I think this could be a really great product. It could be an excellent product. Hopefully with the Facebook group, ShotScope will see all the comments that the guys are raising, whether it's, you know, these little clips dropping out of the end of the grip here. Mine did drop out, I lost it on the course and they very kindly sent me another one. You know, I have scratched the face on mine as well. That was me, not the product, but you know, I think you get what I'm saying here. Try out the Tag Heuer connected watch and do a review on that. Obviously that costs, you know, 15 times what one of these costs, so we'll see what that software's like. I'm also going to try the Arcos system where you put the similar sort of tags in the end of your club and then you can connect it to your Apple Watch, or you get a little clip that goes on your belt. So, you know, this is good. I would still consider it if you can be bothered doing all the editing. For me, I'm just getting a bit tired of doing that now after every round, so I'm not sure I'm going to be using it much longer. I hope you've enjoyed that review, guys. I'll see you next time on The Golf Show. If you could hit like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Take care. Thank you for watching The Golf Show. I hope you enjoyed the episode. To watch another episode, click here. To subscribe, click here.